So I just finished an audiobook today. It was The Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst. 10 out of 10 would recommend. It's great. Very cozy, very fun. Also, there's no like sex, which is like pretty good. Anyway, but I just finished that book and something I wanted to talk about when it comes to books like that is something that I don't see enough. Actually, that's not true. I see it a lot and I appreciate it every time. And it's casual queerness. That makes no sense, but let me explain. I love me a good, specifically when it's like a fantasy or like a romantasy or whatever, when a side character is queer and it matters almost to no point. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think that like the whole idea of living in a fantasy realm to any degree is like, okay, they're gonna have different laws than we do when it comes to like, personal relationships and things of that nature. So like to see casual queerness, like it makes sense, right? It's like I feel like it's more realistic. Because also, I mean, if you look back at even just ancient human civilizations, it doesn't necessarily mean that they've always viewed homosexual relationships as evil, or even as people who identify as non-binary as evil or whatever. I mean, something that I found interesting was whenever I heard Drew Afalgo. I feel like I pronounced her name wrong. Oh my god, I'm so sorry, Drew. But something that I found interesting was I think she was talking about how in a lot of like indigenous tribes, like the whole thing is that like the patriarchy specifically mandates that there are two separate genders, right? And so in like some indigenous tribes where they don't fall under patriarchal rule or like anything like that, or matriarchal either, like having two genders, having that binary is a necessity. And so the entire concept of even having a binary is by and large due to the patriarchy and the rules that they set in place, because without rules for men and women, we wouldn't have the patriarchy in the first place, which I find interesting. And you can look into more research into that. I just think it's a fascinating idea, and it's something that I really want to look into more. But I think that what it relates to when it comes to the fantasy books and stuff that I genuinely appreciate is just the fact that something like that can be something that people aren't like, oh, so that's, or something like, or like they react weird. It's like, no, there's just a lesbian couple over there. And that's great. That's it. Bye. You know what I mean?